When you're taking on a new project, it's likely that it's going to be a BIM project or not a BIM project. Not a BIM project means that the design team take on the initiative to collaborate in a 3D environment. Let's say it's a Revit environment. And the design team then decide on certain protocols and parameters they need to follow. And in many cases, we have even a BIM execution plan involved in this Revit 3D collaboration project environment. To ensure that this project is running smoothly, it's not good enough just to call it Revit collaboration or 3D collaboration or let's do it in Revit together. We need to have certain protocol. We need to have some certain fundamentals in place to ensure that what we're trying to achieve by calling it a Revit project or Revit collaboration project is actually achieved. You probably find that there's not much difference between a BIM project and a Revit collaboration project. And here are the fundamentals that we need to make sure we have in place to be able to operate in a 3D collaboration environment. We need to have a naming convention. If we have random names on the files, we are going to cause problems by disassociating links in each other models, and we need to start to re-upload and re-link files constantly. We also don't know what necessarily know what the files contain, and it creates clarity by having consistent naming conventions on your models. It doesn't have to be BS 1192, but it needs to be consistent, and that in itself is a BIM compliant requirement. We need to have a geo-coordinated project. It means that the people setting up the project need to know how to set up and manage coordinates in the Revit environment. If we don't have that geo-coordination set up and tested, chances are that the models are not going to line up, and we can't run clash detection, for example. And having a geo-coordinated project set up properly is in itself a BIM requirement. We need to make sure that we have standards and processes in place to make sure that the information that everyone expects to receive in the issue cycles is actually received. And on a BIM project, we use a BIM execution plan and responsibility matrix. On a Revit collaboration project, on a 3D collaboration project, we still need to have some sort of protocol in place. We need to know when we're going to issue. We need to know what type of information we're going to issue. We need to know what the information should be issued for. We need some sort of data output. We need drawings. We need some sort of schedules coming out from the model. And even if the client doesn't ask for specific deliverables, there are certain deliverables that's going to be required anyway. And having the project set up or having the technical resources set up to output standard schedules and standard drawings is a BIM requirement. And a 3D collaboration project wouldn't really work without having these standards and processes in place. We need to make sure that we have someone responsible for the information flow. Without having someone making sure that information is uploaded and the information is correct and the information is suitable for clash detection, which is one of the main reasons for project wanting to run 3D collaboration projects or Revit collaboration projects. If we don't have anyone managing that aspect of the project, chances are we're going to have lots of issues, and the clash detection routine and process is not going to be as useful as it could be if someone is there managing that. And having that person on board on a project is a BIM requirement. And even in 3D collaboration project is required to have someone there taking that ownership and that responsibility. Clash detection, like I mentioned, is a common reason for running 3D collaboration projects. And we need to have the software and the routine, the technical routine set up in the software we're using, Solibri or Navisworks. And if we don't have that, we're going to end up with a huge amount of information that no one wants to process. And the whole idea of running efficient clash detection processes is going to fall out the window because no one is there to managing and no one is setting up the process properly. So these are just a few examples on how very similar a 3D collaboration project is to a BIM project. And the main issue with calling something BIM is that it's causing usually a lot of confusion. And people are not willing to take on that responsibility to work and deliver on an official BIM project. It's easier to say that we work in a 3D collaboration environment, and it's driven by wants and needs on the design teams rather than driven by the client. But certain processes need to be in place. Otherwise, a 3D collaboration project is not really going to be a functional project.